Welcome to Cyclops is Waiting for Me, an X-Men animated recap podcast with Wolverine and the X-Men, episode 24, Foresight, part 1. I'm JC, and it is my fault that we had delays in recording, but luckily Rod was able to make all 3 episodes work for tonight, so we'll be good for the rest of the year.
Hey, this is my last responsibility for the year, so after we record these and these are edited, that I'm not doing anything productive, besides paying the friends that I subcontracted, but other than that, I'm doing nothing productive, just in case they're watching.
I feel like they would consider that very productive.
Yeah. We were trying to be festive, so I found the perfect sweater for this show.
Nice.
The only thing that could have made it more perfect if it was Wolverine, like he had Wolverine, like the cowl on or something.
Just take a Sharpie to it. It's fine.
They finally made this. How long did it take?
Well, do they have a regular version of it, like a non-Christmas version of it?
Probably, but this is perfect because it's already, it's green already and stuff.
Yep.
And we made a promise in the last episode, Lucy. I'm going to leave you there. We're going to shine a light on her. I couldn't get the batteries to work on the outfit, but she's in a little Christmas tree.
See, now it finally reads. Yes.
We just got to get a spotlight on you.
Yeah.
She's like, where's the light coming from?
What the fuck are you doing to me, Rod?
Anyway, so she's going to be chilling back there.
Yep. I did love one of the comments that we got on YouTube after the last recording where we said, hey, we're not going to have any guests for the rest of the year. Shawnee, hold my beer.
Oh, yeah. So Shawnee watched that. I was talking to her, and she says that like she likes to believe that it's like her innate power to like disrupt, because like I always have whenever I'm doing this or something else, I put on my do not disturb like a normal iPhone user, right?
Yeah.
Somehow Shawnee's the only one. No matter what do not disturb, hers cuts through. I don't know if she has some sort of like hack into like my phone.
She hits notify anyway, no matter what.
Is that what it is?
I mean, on text messages, that's like a thing.
No, I mean like FaceTime calls. Like that's how we were like
FaceTime people.
We were like in the
FaceTime.
We were in the middle of all this, and then you saw it in the video. I didn't edit that. The image like dimmed, and then she was there. It was wild. So. But yeah. Anyway, so thanks for watching and our crazy. What's our schedule now? Like, is it just going to be an episode every week until the end of the year? Or?
I think we're doing like 2 weeks on, 1 week off, and then 1 week on, and then we'll figure out what 2026 holds for us.
Ah, so we're doing like a Stranger Things rollout. The last one.
Yeah, let's not say that. Yeah, I think this goes up on the 8th, then the 15th, and then the 29th. I think those are our 3 posting dates.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty close.
Yeah.
I was one of the crazy people that got my ticket for the theater showing the Stranger Things finale.
Yeah, you are a psychopath.
You know what was crazy? I knew it was going to be like popular, but like it sold out in minutes. This was like faster than a Marvel movie sold out, like when Endgame sold out. And to AMC's credit, they figured their shit out. They have like a waiting line system now so that the site doesn't crash, or at least it didn't for me. But
your
anyway.
Christmas tree's pissed off.
Oh, Lucy, are you? Oh, she got her. Do you want to move? You want to show everybody? Yeah, you want to get closer? She pulled off the bottom half of it.
There you go.
Here you go. Yeah, how about we put a little Marvel theme thing on you? This thing took forever just because of the battery thing.
Which the battery's dead, so.
Yeah, but Lucy actually likes little comfy sweaters. And Spider-Man's her favorite. Not just character.
Rod is changing his cat's costume into a sweater right now.
Spider-Man's not just Lucy's favorite Marvel character. Spider-Man's Lucy's favorite thing. I think we showed this last year.
I don't remember. My memory's shot to shit at this point.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Whoop. Okay.
Just throw the cat at the piano. That's perfect.
Anyway, so Cyclops is Waiting for Me is our bi-weekly. It's our whenever podcast series. When we're going back and watching every single X-Men animated episode we can find. The podcast started with the original 1992 X-Men animated series. Building up to the release of X-Men 97, along the way, we completed X-Men Evolution and launched our companion interview show, The Xavier Files. With Season 2 of X-Men 97 dropping in summer 2026, we dedicated this year to all of Wolverine and the X-Men, and we're finally in the home stretch, the final 3 episodes.
Yes, which I have now watched 3 times because of 3 separate recording dates.
Oh,
Some quick reminders. We're a recap show about a series that started over 15 years ago. There are going to be spoilers for you. If you don't want it spoiled, pause the podcast, watch the episode, and then come back. We're not currently affiliated with Marvel Animation, Disney, or Disney Plus in any way.
and don't forget to follow us on social media, Cyclops IWFM Pod on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook, and TikTok.
Mostly Instagram at this point, though. Now, on to the show. We are going to be talking about the first of 3 parts for the series finale, Season 1, Episode 24, which is entitled Foresight, Part 1. It aired one day after Episode 23, Shades of Grey. It was on a Thursday, September 24th of 2009, as a part of a 3-night event, I guess. I couldn't find any actual, advertisement about that happening. It was just on IMDb as 3 days in a row. And then the actual finale is on a Monday.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, very weird. This episode currently sits at an 8.0 star rating on IMDb.
Sorry, I'm watching. Lucy's getting into gargoyle mode.
Yep.
She's gonna sit back here.
So, episode kicks off obviously very quickly, following the events of the previous one. We did get a quick previously on that has Magneto in their past with Kelly ending the Sentinel program. You get some Master Mold in the Cerebro chamber, tells them to capture Xavier. You get Marrow betraying, next to the dead Rover, being like, yep, I can take you to Charles. You get more of the Emma, Scott, Phoenix stuff. Jean in the hospital. Emma helps. Everybody passing out. And then that big inner circle reveal. So it starts up with an empty room, and Wolverine is running around with a little headset on for some reason, like one of those old douchey Bluetooth headsets, for lack of a better description.
Oh, I didn't even clock that. I was just trying to figure out. He was using his smell-o-vision.
Yes. And then there's the shadows of the women in cloaks walking around, which kind of I guess if you're watching these multiple nights in a row, it's not as bad, but if this had been a week separation, it would have felt a little weird, because when they did that reveal in the previous episode of the Inner Circle, you don't see any of these girls running around in cloaks. So it was just a little bit of a weird disconnect on that side. You get Scott running through the mansion. There's Rogue. You have Kitty in the library, Nightcrawler on the roof. They can't find any surveillance footage because apparently it has been hacked. And then Wolverine is able to smell a helicopter.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. He's medical equipment. Because he sees the entire scene. So I'm just, cartoon logic.
Yep. Storm essentially does nothing. And then Wolverine smells Emma at the gate.
She makes up for it in the finale. Storm makes up for it.
She does, but she also doesn't say shit either.
No, they didn't want to pay the voice actor.
Apparently not, because there's a lot of people who are featured that don't say anything in these final episodes.
They're we need all the characters. We just can't afford all the actors. It actually must have been a tricky writing thing, right? Because they had to describe all these characters and then budget out how many people they could have do voices or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one of those questions that, if we could talk to some of the team who worked on this show, that's probably something we should ask, because, like I said, in the finale, there's a lot of characters who are just there and don't actually do or say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back
for anybody who's watching us, Lucy's joined us on the perch next to on the top of my chair.
Coming back from the animated intro, which I still don't watch anymore.
Nice.
Emma is in Cerebro. Wolverine comes in pissed off and immediately throws her into a holding cell, because through his smell-o-vision, he's able to detect that she was the rat in this.
Yeah, I love that he caught her in the middle of using Cerebro, trying to find quote-unquote Jean. Mm-hmm. She's still just going along. I guess she was buying them time or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's probably one of those things where it's like it's less obvious to most people that she's a part of it if she's actively searching for her and can't find her. Because for how long did we have where nobody could find Jean, you know?
Yeah.
So Wolverine is basically like, yeah, it was a mistake. Trusting her, Emma keeps denying involvement, but Emma is pleading with Scott, saying essentially like she's the only way that they're going to be able to find Jean, and she can't do that from within the cell.
Mm-hmm. And Logan goes to see Xavier.
Yep.
And he's in the middle of talking to him, but then Xavier's transmission gets cut off by... No, is it... Man, it's been a while since I watched these. The transmission got cut off because the Xavier got attacked by a Sentinel, right? In the future?
Correct.
Yeah.
So Wolverine's talking to Xavier, says that they got laid out by a psychic, tells him Emma's to blame, and that they need to find her before the war starts, and that's when the shaking happens. And then you get that jump forward to the future where Xavier and Bishop are in the cave, and that is where there's a Sentinel attacking, and Domino is doing a pretty good job. I'm convinced she's the most useful of all the mutants in the future up to this point, right?
Just because of being, like, lucky.
Yeah. But everybody's favorite Berserker takes down a second one, and then more start arriving. And Marrow, who we know is the traitor, she's basically like, no, this isn't what was supposed to happen. And immediately the Sentinel turns on her.
We'll cue Francesco Ramsey's Lepers Ate My Face song.
Very, very much so at that point. And the Sentinel just like breaks the mountain, and Vanisher comes in and does a quick save for Marrow from the rock slide that starts to happen. And Marrow just full on admits to Vanisher that she was the one who sold him out. So, yeah. And Vanisher teleports them away, and then we're back. Oops, sorry.
I was going to say, he sends her away because she's like, I got to help. And he's like, you've done enough. Which is like...
He goes with her in that spot, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, because like, I just say like, it sets up something perfect that happens in the third episode, which is like, it's been nice. The whole thing, this whole series has been connected, but it's nice to see stuff that you could tell they thought out, like, far in advance. It's stuff. Yeah. It really, now that we've watched all three episodes, or the entire season, it feels like they had like laid out the entire season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had like a few bottle episodes and stuff like that, but there's lots of stuff that was definitely intentional. And that probably goes to, what was happening with TV is it wasn't all just a bunch of one-off episodes by, 2009. It was the interconnected storyline of the entire season is what we were becoming accustomed to. So, back inside the cave, Xavier and Bishop are running. There's a cave in on the inside where they get trapped, and then a Sentinel crushes the Cerebro unit.
They made sure to show that. I don't know if the whatever reverse of Chekhov's gun is.
Chekhov's broken gun?
I guess, yeah. They're like, well, they can't use that anymore, except we will.
Back in the present, Wanda is on Genosha, sitting in what I describe as the bisexual pose, because we can't just sit like normal people on a chair of any kind. Quicksilver arrives, and then she's reading like the most obvious book possible, which was construction. What was it?
It was something like how to build a society or something, wasn't it?
Cornerstone to building a successful society.
Yeah. It was like how to building societies for dummies,
Yep. And then Quicksilver had put like the flower in her hair, which obviously we knew they weren't going to go like deep into within this show, but it always kind of went into like are they vibe of like Quicksilver and Wanda, like from some of like the creepier eras of comics and such. So, and then as he's running, she does like one of her little like hexes on him, and he actually says that she turned off his powers.
Oh,
while
I didn't
he was
know.
running. That was like his phrasing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't like take away somebody's powers. So, he says that he's back because he has a package delivery, and then proceeds to show Wanda that Senator Kelly is just in jail now.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, what have you done? Because they all know what happens in the future if the war starts.
Yep. Basically, he reveals that Magneto told him to do it, and it's intentional that they're going to go back into war. And Pietro gives the reveal that it's not just the mutants that are going to set it off, but it's going to make it look like Kelly was the one who did it.
Yeah, that Mystique, like, wild card.
Yeah, so you get the quick jump over that Mystique is in Kelly's office, and there's a call with Trask, and it's like, yep, get everything back online. We're attacking Genosha tonight. Only thing I don't get out of a lot of this is the speed at which Magneto's operating. Like, for some reason, he wants to rush everything instead of, like, doing it properly, it feels like.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess even he felt the timeline of the series ending or something.
The producers are calling Magneto and be like, you have to start this genocide really, really soon, dude.
In Mystique, it's like so funny because like someone brought this up. I think the new Rockstars brought this up about Stranger Things, but there's like Mystique, and then we'll find out later in a couple more episodes, like Kurt and stuff. These are characters you have to get people to forget about every once in a while because they can fix too much.
Yes.
And I say Stranger Things because have you seen the 4 episodes yet?
Nope, and I won't.
Okay, so like you didn't watch season 4 either, right?
I didn't watch season 2.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So there's a character named there, Erica, right? She's one of the
60-second spoiler.
She's one of the kids' like little sisters. She's the only one that has 100% hit rate. Like all the kids fail all the time, and Erica has like she always succeeds, but in the most insane way. Like she tries to drug this family to like get them to fall asleep so they can pull off this scheme, and they won't eat like the food that she poisoned. So at the end of the scene, she just pulls out a syringe. It's like fine, and then she just stabs him. Okay. And so Gina from New Rockstar said like, yeah, that's why we don't see Erica too often, because she's the one that could fix every situation that happens in this series.
By neck stabbing.
By anything. She'd be like, because she's the only one with common sense.
Right.
All the rest of the kids are like, let's compare it to D&D. It's like, what if the world doesn't work like that? And Erica's like, let's get this shit done. Anyway, so it's Mystique in this episode, but then we'll see like later, there's like things Kurt can do that's not out of the power set, but we're like, wait, if characters like Kurt could do this all along,
right?
This makes this whole show like so much more uneventful.
So we get the confrontation moment between Wanda and Magneto, and his response isn't even like, yeah, sorry you feel this way. It's just like, I should have told you that. I love the idea that it's like, I should have told you that, but he literally had all the time in the world for Blink to go tell Quicksilver what to do, Quicksilver to go and kidnap Kelly, and then bring Kelly all the way down to Genosha. So he had the time to do it. He just kind of chose not to. There's just a shot of a random garden for some reason.
There's a lot of garden stuff in this. Most of the time with Polaris, it's just like stuff that like rich kids do. We talked about like gardening at night.
But it was just like they looked at it. There wasn't even like interaction with it. It was just like they did like a throwaway shot of a background for some reason.
They're like, we need 5 more seconds in this episode.
He mentions that, you know, they've been peaceful, and why would they be doing that? And it's like, well, where is it powerful if they need to take refuge from those who are weaker than them? And basically his explanation of the whole thing is, well, we're going to control this war from both sides.
Well, yeah, he is.
Yeah, we as in he. Yeah.
He thinks that he has enough, like, what's the word? Like, kind of like war game, like skill in war games, to be able to move that many variables around.
Yeah.
We'll find out how that works out for him.
He took his biggest opponent off the board, and he knows that the X-Men are so focused on the stuff that they only have like a week to fix on the rest of this. So
that's something I don't ever. I mean, I say I don't understand. I understand in the story point of view, like when you're writing characters and stuff, like people in movies don't talk like people in real life and stuff. So same thing, people don't behave in real life like they do in movies. But like it's kind of like, even if Magneto sees like everybody's so much smaller than him is kind of like, has anybody ever tried to control ants?
Like, it doesn't work.
It's so crazy. There's too many even though you're the greater being in the situation, there's so many moving parts. So even you have the X-Men, you have like all these like superpowered ants, right? Like running around, not even including the other mutants. And you're just like, oh, that's in the bag. And I can control this. It's going to go fine. Nothing can go wrong.
But there's also these other variables that he has no idea about. Like, he has no idea about what is going on with Jean and the the inner circle and all that kind of stuff at all. Like, he literally
Phoenix
has no concept of that. What he was shown in the future was all under the context of this is what happens if you two don't stop fighting each other, between him and Kelly, essentially.
Yeah, and I don't think we never got any inclination that he even knows about the Phoenix, right?
No.
He might, but they didn't
show on that. No.
But they didn't show us anything.
No.
So once again, so now we have fire ants.
Yes. So over at the the Worthington building, which Warren Worthington Jr., because Archangel is the third, is not around, but Trask is just using it to... I don't know why they're still there, if they've kind of like deprogrammed everything, but I guess he's like, okay, I guess I'll still show up to work because I got this random call from Kelly in the middle of the night.
I wouldn't put it past Kelly, though, to just put everything on pause instead of stopping it, right? Just in case.
Yeah.
He's that kind of character.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're not disarming. They're just like, let's hold on a beat kind of scenario. But, he gets told we need to turn them on. We need like 50 of these if we want a shot at this, which honestly, 50 seems low for Genosha personally. Like for what Genosha should be, right?
And Magneto.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Trask's reason for needing 50 is like the whole point is to overwhelm Magneto.
Yes.
He's like, we got 15. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah. And they only have the 15 available. And this is where the writing starts to fall apart for me, because they're like, we have to program these one by one because we don't have master mold. It's going to take 4 hours. And Mystique is like, well, you only have one. And it's like, sure. Like, if you want these to actually be functional, you kind of have to wait. You can't just say, do it anyway. Like, you're not yelling at a person to run into a thing. You're talking about like a computer.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, are they just giving them, like, the most basic programming? Like, mutant equal bad, and that's it?
Yeah, and it doesn't really come up again.
Nope, not at all.
Like, the number or the rushing and stuff, it's just, like, on either side. There's no reason for it to have had to have been rushed. Mm-hmm. No consequences for it being rushed. And they didn't seem to be any better. I mean, I guess you could argue maybe there were more, then they would have had a better chance, but... It wasn't like, oh, they got wiped away way too fast, and now we're screwed. They just got it. They attacked, and then,
Also, when we get the reveal of them later, there's only 12. I counted it. They're already shy 3 of them anyway.
Oh, you know what? Oh, that's funny. You counted.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, though, okay, I'm going to try to leave a benefit of the doubt. Because I just watched the 3rd episode, maybe 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So maybe the rush was Magneto, because Magneto didn't want to be overwhelmed. I know that part. So so maybe the rush was so that they wouldn't have too many, and he had a number in his head that he wanted to take control of.
That he can maximize against.
Yeah, maybe that was the point. He's like, if I rush them now, then they can't make more, and I know they only have like a dozen or so.
Yeah,
maybe we'll say that's what it is.
Okay,
maybe that's the only plausible thing I think.
Yeah. Back at the mansion, Nightcrawler heads to Beast's little area, which for some reason has like a power generator above it. They went wild in these episodes with some of the decisions from like an art perspective and a storytelling perspective. It reminds me of like that silo in the middle of Star Wars A New Hope, like where they have to do like the grappling hook jump and shit, that there's just like a random electrical field for some reason above it. And there's a call from Wanda, who will only talk to Kurt. And then they FaceTime each other.
Yeah.
2009, they had FaceTime between their computer and Wanda. So I guess it was like, what was that, Skype at that point still?
Probably Skype,
Yeah.
Which I think we might have mentioned this before, but like, man, one of the biggest misses,
the biggest fluff you ever could have done.
Of decades. Yep. Because like, yeah, Skype was already set up. I remember seeing them they were at VidCon 2018 or 19, and they were like, we're gonna integrate this like conference calling with more users and be able to do like high quality video downloads for video podcasts and stuff in like 2019 or something. I was like, cool, how can I use it? And they're like, oh, we're going to develop it and roll it out over the course of the next year. We know what happened between June of 2019 and the June of the following year. And now no one says I'm going to Skype you anymore.
Nope.
How do you had like a decade or maybe a decade and a half like lead time to that?
Yeah.
That just didn't do it. Like I remember using like when I say webcam, not even like my Mac webcam. I remember like the ones like the Intel ones that was like 20 pixels by 20 pixels, and you could. Is that what you got?
No, it's a Logitech, but it is a physical webcam. So yeah.
But the physical webcams like back then, like it was like it was like 2 frames a second.
Oh yeah, they were.
Right?
Yeah, the one that was like $75 for the Xbox 360, and it was like, look, you could play Uno and see your opponent's face, and it was like, no, that's a horrible slideshow. That's mostly dicks.
Yeah.
So
and you can see 3 pixels, maybe some eyes every once in a while.
Yep. It's kind of like the Game Boy camera.
Oh yeah, that's having a resurgence though, but mostly because of the printer.
Yes.
I think the printer making stickers on like thermal paper.
Yep.
Man, I can't believe I had that up until I moved to LA and I sold it with all my Game Boy stuff. It's wild. Hang on to your stuff, kids.
Yeah. Don't sell anything. Become a hoarder. Because honestly, the problem is you're gonna buy half of it back. So
yeah, well, that's the thing is like I guess now I know what it feels like because at the time I had a little hesitation, but I was like, I don't, like you said, I don't want to be a hoarder.
Right.
But I think back now, because I even had the yellow Pikachu Game Boy Color. Yep. And last Christmas, I bought that for myself again. And like, now I kind of know on both sides, like what that feels like. So now I'm like, okay, this stuff I can sell.
Yeah.
And then this
Here's
stuff.
the thing I'm not going to care enough about. Here's the shit I'm really going to care about.
Yeah. Even if I don't right now.
Yeah. Right now, I'm like, where can I sell these Game of Thrones Funko Pops? Because that market is crashing.
A friend's girlfriend was trying to talk me into watching Game of Thrones. I was like, I don't think I need to.
What I will say is I've heard from people who watched it through like in one continuous like viewing, like, you know, like over like a few weeks to a month or something like that. Good experience. Those of us who started it, had the breaks in between seasons, had the extended breaks before the last season and stuff like that, we were the ones who were more upset about that finale. So,
but were there not like continuity issues with the cast, or was that? I guess it's like
only the one son aged at a ridiculous pace.
Because there was a couple kids in it, right?
Yeah, but he was the only one that it was like noticeable.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because I'm still thinking in like Stranger Things terminology, where like, by the way, I had to turn off comments on it on Threads. I made a joke about the kids looking 37.
I saw that,
and it's just I still love the show. I mean, it's a joke, but like people like need to care as much as they do about that joke as they do about like a lot of other things, because like, holy cow, like, but I think it's funny because like it's inevitable. You can't like, do anything about aging, but like there's only supposed to be 4 years between that first episode and what we're watching now.
Threads is a rage bait platform. Like every single thing on Threads that blows up is because people fight about it. Their algorithm takes no context as to negative or positive sentiment of anything. So
it's
the stuff that gets engagement is if you get people to just like yell at each other. So,
it's such a shame because and I don't know what episode it was, but it was whatever Threads first came out. We talked about it on here. I'm pretty sure I mentioned like it's kind of fun. That's what I like for now.
Not anymore.
Yeah, you don't give it time, right? Any social platform.
Yep. I made a comment once that it was a moot point, not a mute point.
Oh, yeah.
And I got
you sent me that.
400 of the same joke sent back to us because it was literally just like, apparently there was a Friends joke in one of the later seasons that I never saw, and everybody just said that same joke.
Yeah, I kind of, and I'm not criticizing anybody, but on my own on my own like TikTok account and stuff, whenever I talk about songs from the 90s and 2000s,
yeah,
the number one type of comment is always starts off with like, nobody talks about this, but, and then they go ahead and talk about something that's literally been commented on 4,000 other times in the same thread.
Yep.
So it's like, I get it, you're not reading through all the comments, but it's like on my end, I'm getting
some of them.
Yeah, but also like on my end is like a different perspective because like I'm just getting like a barrage of notifications that like 20 of them on my screen just say nobody's talking about this, but why isn't anybody talking about? I'm like, and to me, I just see that thing and I just swipe away 20 comments all at once.
But speaking of Wanda and Nightcrawler, Wanda's like, can't talk long, but just a heads up, we've replaced Kelly and they're going to launch the Sentinels tonight.
I was like, wait, what?
Yep. No context as to any of that stuff, but it's just like, hey, here's this big thing right now, just an FYI. Yeah. But it shows that she trusts Nightcrawler, doesn't trust Beast, obviously. We find out that Scott has released Emma, and they do a lot of really creative camera shots to insinuate that he's being punched, but without actually showing him getting punched. And Scott is pretty much like in denial about this whole thing. He thinks like Emma's still the only lead we have for Jean. We got to let her go. And Wolverine's like, well, you also just let her go. So how the fuck does that help us? Which is a very valid point.
I kind of also read a little bit into it of they're kind of playing with it's not just Emma that has a crush on Scott. It's like a little bit reciprocated.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely like digging her, no doubt. Yeah, and we get that throughout the next two episodes too. So, but at that point, Beast calls Wolverine to come into the war room because obviously they have to stop Genosha from being genocided again.
Okay, but
to your point, the most canon event in X-Men.
I was gonna say I wasn't familiar with that fate of Genosha until X-Men 97. That might be shocking to some people, but I didn't read the comics, and so it was the first time I saw it, and obviously I haven't seen this show before. Yeah. I don't know. You probably explained this to me before, but like, this is a canon event for Genosha, or has it just become one in the last like 3 decades?
It started in, would that been Grant Morrison's run? I could be wrong about which run it was, but in the early 2000s, there is that big, I mean, it's a Renegade Sentinel that does it in the comics too.
Oh, so this decade, the 2000s.
This decade really fucking hated Genosha.
This is when it got it. Okay.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably like 3 to 4 years prior, maybe, or sorry, this was 2009. It happened before House of M, which was 2005-ish, so it was like early part of the decade, basically.
And in this specific show, Genosha has like a ping-ponging back and forth of fates. Mm-hmm. It's like weird, like, you know, you think it's not going to make it because of the visions, and then Magneto Magneto sees what's going to happen, so you think they're safe, and then Magneto pulls this shit, and you're like, oh no,
he just reset it. Yeah.
Or even if he doesn't reset it, even if he has his way, he's willing to sacrifice a portion of his own population, which is a wild choice for
it's a very like super villain coded version of Magneto. Like obviously we've seen different versions of Magneto, but for the most part in the modern era, I wouldn't say he's a full-fledged hero, but he's at least an anti-hero. Like, he's willing to do like uncomfortable things for his people, but not like straight up sacrifice his own people, you know?
Yeah. It's just wild given like his origin. It's like, I don't know. I haven't seen this version of Magneto and Genosha before, even though I'm kind of new to the Genosha backstory.
In the future base, you see Bishop is restrained alongside Domino and Berserker. And the Colonel Moss Sentinel hybrid thing is walking with Xavier, and they give kind of like the look to each other. Xavier gets strapped to a table where he finally meets Master Mold for the first time. It's kind of wild that it's like, 20 years in the future is the first time Xavier crosses paths with Master Mold.
Oh, that's right, because he wasn't conscious. Mm-hmm. That's weird. That's a weird canon thing for this show, for X-Men. To think about, like, Xavier wasn't around for the beginning of the Sentinels. That's a weird, like, small detail that's kind of strange.
Yeah, because all the Sentinel reveals and stuff like that happened after the events of the explosion in the previous year.
Yeah, it's just weird to think that, like, Xavier, it doesn't interact with the Sentinel for 2 decades.
He comes out of a coma and immediately gets attacked at the Cerebro room.
That's true. So he must have not... He was like, what the hell is going on?
He's just like, giant robots, these are scary, and just instinct kicked in at that point. Yeah, that's it. I didn't even think of it until you were saying that. I was just thinking about Master Mold, but yeah, he never encountered Sentinels during his first life, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah.
So, and then Xavier's like, well, good luck, because your stupid Sentinels destroyed Cerebro. And then immediately Master Mold's like, nope, we got our own, and Moss puts it right on his head.
Once again, that's why I said earlier, like, they're like, oh, opposite of Chekhov's gun, because that doesn't work anymore, except it does.
Except it does, and we have one that looks like is actually more efficient, too.
Yeah, so that was one that, it wasn't made of the parts of the old Cerebro, right? It's like Master Mold just said, like, no, we have our own.
Right, and I think that could be tied back to one of those earlier episodes where they literally, like they had access to Cerebro, and they were probably, like, copying it effectively at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they knew what they had, and they were like, well, we should make a backup just in case. You know? And Master Mold's like, yep, there's essentially no place left for you and your mutants to hide. And then it starts with, like, centered around, like, Europe, like France, Spain area. And then just the lights start expanding out as it's populating with the locations of all the mutants in the world right now.
Most of the mutants are in France. That's where they start.
Yeah. My only like feedback on that is because, like, once this is done, they're like, all right, well, we have no use for him anymore, we could dispose of him. What about when they move?
Yeah, when they move.
Like you go into France and you start killing a bunch of mutants, and then they say, cool, fuck it, we're leaving France, and then they start dispersing.
Oh, gotcha.
Because he kind of, like, hit him with a radar that's a one-time ping. It wasn't the It wasn't the Sentinel absorbing Charles's abilities.
Yeah.
Like we saw with, like, the Hellion stuff in a couple episodes ago, you know?
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's not like they programmed, the Cerebro.
Talking this through makes it sound like I hate this show. I really don't, but, like, this episode is just having, like, certain things I just have to point out.
Put that thought on Threads and see what happens.
No. No, here's what'll happen. I'll get yelled at because of something to do with X-Men Evolution. That's what'll happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or Batman.
Mm-hmm. And then back in the modern era, I wrote down what looks essentially like it looks like an early CGI version of a car driving down the street, like the animation.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, it was a while since I watched that. I don't remember it.
Yeah, there was something about it that it just gave me, like, the early CG version of, like that 3D effect. There was something that just, it did not seem like it was hand-drawn like the rest of the show was.
Which makes sense, because that comes back in a couple more episodes, like the 3D CG thing.
Yeah. Emma drives up to this big, like, estate castle thingy. There's a hidden panel and door. And then you see the Cuckoos, who are around the table. I forgot, did we ever talk about the Stepford Cuckoos at all, like, in any of our previous combos, Rod? Like, because for you as a new person, I'm like, I want to know what your read on them is.
Very briefly, because I'd actually forgotten about them. I actually don't remember if we've seen them before, but...
we have not seen them before in any of the animated content.
So in this scene, I just said Jean on the table with quintuplets. And later, I forget it was this episode or the next episode, they mentioned them in the Cuckoos. Yeah. You told me about them in one of these episodes. I don't remember if it was this show or Evolution. Mm-hmm. But we talked about it briefly because you told me that. And so when they said the Cuckoos, I was like, that's that thing John told me about. Yes. Okay. I just think it's a funny name. They effectively
are like adopted daughters to Emma, and, you know, because they have a similar power set with psychic bonds and stuff like that. They never get called out by name, but it's worth just saying who they are. So you have Celeste, Esme, Mindy, Phoebe, and Sophie are the names of the 5 of them.
There was that. Man, was it in '97? I can't remember now. Some reference to them popped up for you to tell me about them, and I thought we saw them or she talked about. I can't remember now what episode that was. I wish there was a way to like search the past videos.
Just start on Apple Podcasts. Now they have all the transcripts there. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Only
sure we could.
maybe that's assuming that the AI read the text correctly, which this show doesn't have a great. I think it's because we're talking about X-Men most of the time.
Yeah.
Like it's trying to parse a normal conversation out of it.
Fair. Oh, you know what it was? I think I mentioned that at one point the Cuckoos absorbed some of the Phoenix. That was a thing that got brought up in a previous episode.
Oh, okay. Wait, that's funny that's what it was because of what happens later.
Yeah, exactly. Because going into these episodes, like Rod and I watched this for the first time now, like 2 weeks ago. But we didn't know that that's kind of where part of this was heading. So
I actually had it's kind of funny. I ended up watching this last 3 episodes in the same time frame that we originally planned, just offset by like almost a month, because we were originally just going to watch a couple and then save the last one later. So that's what I actually did. So you called me about like having like the work emergency right as I was finishing episode 2.
Yes.
And so I was
perfect
like,
timing. Yeah.
I was like, well, I guess I'm going to save episode 3 and go take a shower.
Yep. Oh, yeah. We're not going to get into that work emergency.
Right.
So she has the girls leave, and she being Emma is, trying to help Jean like remember who she is, and she gives her like a reminder that she's like a telepath. And then Jean is sweating and wakes up and like yells for Scott, and says something is. Oh, Emma says everything is fine at that point. So,
Sure.
Jean starts to remember. She remembers that it's the girl that helped her. And then, they have the quick memory with like the angel or the archangel incident. And Emma wants to help her again. And then, she needs more of an explanation. And that's when she gets up from the table and you see the Phoenix symbol on the table. So, and then there's a massive info dump that takes place right here. So, they basically say that this version of the Phoenix is a power that has been around since the first psychics were born. Xavier knew about it and helped her build walls as a kid. And, for over 3,000 years, they have this tablet that's showcasing this cycle of disaster of Phoenix emerges, bunch of people die, essentially. And then she introduces that they are, a group of people who are trying to prevent that from happening. And then it's, essentially they need to help release the Phoenix into the atmosphere before it's matured. And she drops, she says that it will perish if it doesn't have a host tied to it, which I'm pretty sure is not an accurate version of the Phoenix, which could just fly through the, I was going to say,
I also don't know how that works. That's a very broad, claim, if it doesn't have a host, because we'll see later.
It
when
feels like the explanation they give for Shadow King. Remember how it was this version of Shadow King is if he can't go into somebody in the real world, he starts to evaporate or something like that?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the time frame is what I'm saying is they're is it instantaneous? It's not instant because we see Phoenix transfer between things and stuff. But does it just have to be for a minute? What's going on?
Yep. So, it's the reveal that the purpose of the Inner Circle is to find that next telepaths. There are two teams. One is going to go in by force, and the other team from the south entrance is going to infiltrate. They're going to trash the place, going to stop the Sentinels. And then it literally is like, until we have actual news about Jean, there is nothing more important than what we are doing right now. And he's basically giving like a fuck you to Scott as he's doing them. Inside, Trask doesn't want to keep stuff going. And then as Kelly, Mystique spin kicks him and effectively starts the launch and tells everybody to get out of the facility. So the Sentinels crash through the roof. There are 15 of them here. And as that happens, the jet ends up crashing as these Sentinels don't even bother stopping. And then you get the moment where Wolverine is like sitting in the pilot seat. He passes out. The Sentinels keep flying, and then we get the first to be continued of this three-parter.
Oh, is it the first? Oh, yeah, that's about the three-part. Yeah.
Actually, it's the only one because the last one says concluded. So never mind, I lied.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, a proper cliffhanger.
Yeah, which I do appreciate, especially if they were doing this like rapid succession of episodes, because Shades of Grey is definitely a cliffhanger ending with what happens with Jean, and then this one, it's like, cool, if that was a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, that's a pretty good turnaround for all this stuff. So
yeah,
Monday as a series finale just totally blows my mind, though, for a show that wasn't normally airing on a Monday. So
oh yeah, and like, little teaser for that final episode. I think I liked it. We'll talk about it more in depth when we get there. But yeah, that was the first part of this thing. I guess you were saying that nobody really had to wait that long to see the second part.
Yeah, it wasn't like for X-Men 97 where Tolerance's extinction was over the course of 3 weeks for us, Yeah.
And I kind of like that, though. Maybe it's just because we got to do the thing, It's Coming Villainy, with like all the fans and stuff. Like, obviously watched it at home first so we could hear it, and then go experience it with everybody.
Yeah, it was. I like it as a setup. Obviously, I went very nitpicky on certain like storytelling aspects of this one, but knowing that it was written with the intent to like continue on, I think it's like a really well-paced season finale. So
yeah, totally. Yeah. So I didn't have much thoughts about this one other than what I said during the recap of it, because like you said, it's like we're essentially just all set up right now.
I mean, if you treat it as it's a three-parter, so it's a 3-act. Like, this is a great first act. Little bit different than the kickoff to the series where part 1, 2, and 3 were all like they were connected episodes, but they weren't like cliffhangers going into each other episodes either.
Yeah, like this one, I'm pretty sure somebody's probably done this already. You could just edit it where you took it to be continued out, and it's just one like hour-long episode essentially.
I mean, you could probably do that with the Jean episode too. Like, you could literally just make this a 4-parter into one single watch through. So
yeah, maybe they originally there was a treatment there for that. Everything else was just a lead up to it.
Yep. All right. Well, we got 2 more to record tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. If you have any thoughts, make sure you drop them into either the comments for the YouTube upload, the Spotify upload, or the official Instagram post about this episode. That really just showcases what we care the most about. And if you like what you heard, we would definitely appreciate a rating on the podcast app of your choosing. Find us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, which I don't even know if they call it YouTube Podcasts, but our podcast RSS feed is there. And then, of course, Castbox.
Lucy is set up shop right next to my butt. I think because it's warm or something, or she's gross and likes the smell. But
Castbox.